I'm Chuck, KK6USY. Welcome to Ham Radio Adventures. Today, we're going to key on the adventures, not the ham radio today. Stick around and see what I've got for you guys today. I think you're going to like it. So today, we're going to take a look at the VEVOR T45K. The 45 stands for liters. So it's a 45 liter ice chest, or actually it doesn't use ice. This one has a little twist to it. This is a compressor refrigerator. They run super efficient. They run on either 110 or they run on 12 volts. And I use mine for 12 volt. Now, if you're not interested in something like this, you should still check out VEVOR because they have a bunch. I couldn't believe how many tools and products they sell. So even if you don't want this, you might go and look and you might find something you want. And most of their stuff, they call it tough tools, half the price. All right, so this is the T45K compressor. Let me open up here. It has like a latch here that opens up. We have some parts inside, and I'll show those to you in a minute. It has a separator that you can put in this thing, and that's this right here. Probably hard to see with the light, but that goes in the middle, and that makes this a freezer on this side, fridge on this side. And I'll show you the inside later. Oh, let's check out one more thing here. Oh yeah, there's light on the side here. We'll see, you'll see all that later. Let me open the box here and show you what came with this. All boxed up. Now this came all boxed really nice, surrounded by foam. And the box was a little damaged when I got it, but the product itself was fine. Looks like it's made out of some kind of thermoplastic. It also has, on this side, you lift this up. How does that work? Huh. Well, I thought it pulled out, but I guess it doesn't. But it lifts out like that instead of just like this. And on this side, it does have some wheels. We'll see those later also. Now in the bag here, I told you guys this runs on 110, 120, or also runs on 6 volt. Don't know what that is. It does have some legs on it, and I don't know if those are just extra parts for that. Don't really know for sure. Now it does have a plug in the bottom. It does say not to put fluid in this. So this is your 12 volt plug. The plug plugs in over here on the side. I'll show that to you later also. Really don't know what those are. And then it has another one. This has got the plug on it also. This is your 110, 120. If you guys live in other countries, it may be different. It may be 220, 240, whatever you guys use in your country. So not a whole lot of parts, pretty simple to use. I'll plug it in later and we'll try it out. I have to tell you guys, I've had really good luck with these things. They're very efficient on the power. They don't use a lot of battery power, and if they do, they will shut off. And let's just take a look and see if I can see it in here. So it has a high level shut off. That would be at 11.3 volts. A medium is 10.1 volts, and the low would be 9.6 volts. So what that is if you have this plugged into your car, I don't use it on my car battery usually. I have driving down the road. That won't affect anything usually because you're charging. But if you're stopped and you've got this in the back of your SUV or something, and when it gets down to whichever low, medium, or high, whichever one you set it to, there's a way to set that. It cuts the fridge off, so your battery will still start your car when you get done. So you need to pick one that will start your car. All right, like I said, this is a compressor fridge. Now, in the back of the book here, there's some E-codes. These run on 100 or 240, so 110, 240. So they're good for other countries also, for your house use. These are becoming real popular for your lightweight campers. I know 4-wheel campers makes one that it's a shell, or they make just one that's empty inside. And a lot of people are using these instead of buying the fridge from those companies because these are way cheaper. And there will be a link for this in the description also. And if you do buy it, it will help the channel out. Now, let me say one thing. I like to thank the good folks over at VEVOR for contacting me and asking me to bring this to you and do a video on it to show you how it works and how well it works. No money other than that. Only thing I get is the product. They don't pay me. They don't see my video beforehand. So all the comments that I make are my own. Just had to get that out of the way. This, like I told you guys, this is a 2-zone. So the left is the I believe the left is this left, which is the fridge, and the right side is this side, which is the freezer. So, and you can either use it as a fridge only, a freezer only, or a fridge and freezer. So it's pretty cool. It has a handle on this side, wheels over here. This is the vent. So one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to cover these vents up, and it has to get air, and there's one on each side. It's very important. And you don't want to tilt these things too far. Usually they give you a tilt, how much they can tilt, because a lot of guys, you know, the guys, the overlander guys love these things. They usually buy the real expensive ones that cost $1,000. I guarantee this won't cost $1,000. That's pretty much it.
All right, here we are on their website, and I'll look at some more stuff on, but we're gonna look at the fridge first. I have a 5% discount code in the description for you guys also, so make sure you click that if you decide you want to buy one of these. And they're showing it for $286. Sorry about that. And then $219 after registering. I think that's with my discount. 45 liter. Here's all the pictures of it. And I have to tell you guys, not this one, but my other one that I have slept in my trailer with it. You do hear it, but they're pretty quiet. And there's your actual sizes. If you guys wanted all the sizes, you can pause there for a second. Now let's just kind of go down. Let's see what else they have to say about it. So compressor car fridge, stay frosty with your trips, on your trips. 1 hour fast cooling, and we saw it cooled faster than that even, but it wasn't very warm out. So, and it says 45 dB, low dBs for the sound. And they're showing it all loaded up here. Kind of looks backwards from the way I had it, but could just be, the picture could be reversed. And they're showing a lot of people with these overlanding vehicles run these things. There is we'll have to look here and see if there is right here, workable to 45 degrees, right there. Works stable even at a tilt angle of 30 degrees. They basically don't want you to go over. And that's what these guys worry about for overlanding, is when they're leaned, like I have a rock crawler, and when it's leaned over, but it's never really leaned over for very long, hopefully, unless you roll it. So when we go down here, it shows built-in cup holders. They're not very deep, but that does have them. Adjustable feet, and that's showing the wheels, and a partition. And the handle, the one handle is longer, so when you do lift it up and roll it, it works well. And they're just showing different things you can use it here for. Here again is the all the things. It's 35 pounds. See anything else? Everything's there. You can power 60 watts. It never pulled 60 watts for me. Okay, it was like 30 when it was max. That's pretty much the fridge.
So here we have the vent, and there's a fan inside someplace. I don't see it on this side. Over here. Okay, so how we have, let's just take care of this right now. So we have the DC 12 volt or 24 volt in. Now that is with the cigarette lighter one, or with the 120 in my case. Up here we have the controls. Left side is, that side is the fridge. Right side, I believe, is the freezer. Now, stick around to the end. I'll tell you where this is going. I am not going to keep this one. I'm going to give this away, and I will tell you later who that will go to. Now, on this side, again, we have the vent over here. Oh, you guys did see the wheels, right? There's wheels on the back here. They're off the ground because it actually has, if you look right here, it actually has feet, which is, I've never seen that before. Here's the parts. A little more of a close-up of the parts. So there's the 12 volt. And there's the power supply for at your house. And there's my fire buddies making some noise. Man, there's not a whole lot to show you guys on this, but let me bring it back around here and we will look inside. So we have the nice latch. This latch locks, so this will not pull that up. Pretty simple there. You have your insulation up in here. Now, the compressor sits underneath here, and this is your freezer area. This would be your fridge area. It does have a plug down there. Not really sure what that's for. It does go through the bottom, so if you did have some liquid in there, you could you could actually drain it. Then if you want to use this for freezer only or for fridge only, you just pull this out and now you have the whole thing. Pretty simple. Just gotta line that up and it sits in there. Then we bring, oh, and then here, over here, is the light. The refrigerator may be inverted during delivery. To ensure proper operation of the compressor, please keep the fridge standing upright for 12 hours before using. Now it was standing here. And if you see up on top, it's got, for you guys over there in Europe, you got centimeters. And on our side over here, we got inches. It's a little tape measure. And there's those wheels again I told you about. They're off the ground until you need them.
Let me just kind of go in here and show you. Here's categories. Look at all these: restaurant food, automotive, lawn and garden, material and handling, building construction, power tools, agricultural. So if you're not interested in this, you might come in here, and see something else you like.
All right, so what I have in there, kind of like what you'd have if you went camping someplace. I've got some Cokes, little juice, and on this side I put a ice bottle. You always want to have something in your fridge. If you run your fridge with nothing in it, it'll work a lot harder because there's nothing to keep it cold. So it's better to overload than to underload. Let me set something up and I'll show you what we're going to do. All right, first of all, let me just show you this. This is the energy guide. If you guys want to pause it and look, it actually came with one just like your house fridge would. I'm going to run this off this little solar generator. I will look and see if VEVOR actually has one of these, and I will put that down in the description also if you guys are interested in something like that. But we're going to use the cigarette plug because anytime you use this, if you can use 12 volt, it's more efficient. Now we could use the 110, but it takes power to run the inverter versus just running power here. So we're going to plug it in. It is a tight fit. Wow. There we go. That's good. That's actually good. You don't want that thing falling out. Now, this says 100%. We're putting out 0 right now. It says it's good for 7 hours at 0, which is not really. All right, let's see. It says when you plug it in, it'll be in the standby mode. Oh, there we go. Now you press it on. Right now it's set on the left side, 59 degrees. Oh, it's set in Fahrenheit. Wow, that's cool. And 50 on the right side. And I think it's in the max mode. Right now it's drawing 30. Let's just we'll let it set up for a second there, and hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can get you a little closer to that. Try to get both here. The screen's not really bright, but it's showing 31 watts of output power to the fridge. So for temperature setting, the plus button here is to raise the temperature, which makes it warmer. So we do that. So it's set at 32, goes to 33, and let's leave it at 34. Now it does say also in the instructions that by putting a thermometer in there, depending on where you're at, it may not read what the screen reads. It's like an average of everything. So let's just look and see what this is. We'll push that down, so that's 32. Let's just set that at 30. That's below freezing, right? We're at 28 watts of output power right now. So we're gonna hold this down for 3 seconds. We're in high right now. Press the key again. Oops, let's do it again. And then press it again. That's L3. Okay, H1 is high, N2 is low, and L3 is, so L3 is medium. So that's where we're at now. So we'll just leave it there. Okay, so these temperatures here are your temperatures inside what it says it actually is. So it shows the freezer part's 49 right now and 51, and it's running at 29 watts. If you can, and we're down to 99%. What I'm probably going to do is set this for a couple hours, come back, and we'll see where the percentage is. Now, I know for a fact that one of the other fridges I had on one this side, this is not a real big solar generator, so it should run 6 to 7 hours, somewhere in that area. We'll come back in about 15 minutes and see if this is still drawing power. We're at 48 and 48 right now, so it's going down. We started at 50, 51. So we'll come back. I want to let you hear the fan. Right now, I'm holding this about 2 feet away. Now I'm going to put it right next to the fan. So not real loud. This is while it's actually running and making the energy to cool things off. All right, we're at 57%. It does say 3 days. When it's not running, when something's not drawing power, it gives you days. But we're at 57%. We started this at 3 o'clock yesterday, and now we're about 18 and a half hours later. So still at 57. It did run a few times. It wasn't real hot, so it didn't need a whole lot, but it seems to be working really well. Now, if you were to add, say, 100 watts of solar to this on good days of solar, this thing would probably run for days without having to do anything else. But I will talk about a few things at the end about how to improve the longevity of your battery source or your power source. My wife did grab one out this morning, so the water bottle, it's a little bit low, but still pretty frozen. I did look at my fridge in the house that has a freezer, and the freezer would be set at, instead of 28 degrees, it was set at 0 degrees, I think, or close to it. So really not probably cold enough, but this would keep your frozen stuff frozen for quite a while, or at least almost completely frozen. Okay, so I think this is a great product. Again, VEVOR, they have a lot of products. Sometimes they're way cheaper than other places sell it for. There will be a listing in the description to tell you how much it is and how to go about purchasing one if you want to. Now, a few things. If I was doing this for a camping trip, I would have hooked the fridge and filled it up inside the house, hooked it to 120, 110, and cooled it off prior to loading it in either my trailer or my camper, my motorhome, whatever. That's kind of a tip for you. You do that, now you haven't used your battery that you're gonna use when you don't have power. So if you have power, let's say you're camping in an RV park that has power, you're good to go. Make sure you bring the power supply for it. Now, when you're going down the road, if you're running this off of 12 volt, run this off of your car 12 volt cigarette lighter or your powers. A lot of them have power ports now, which is probably better. They run off those fine. They're what, drawing 28, 29 watts was the max I saw. Maybe once it popped to 30 for a split, just for a second. That's one thing you can do. So now you're not using your power supply again as you're driving down the road getting to your destination. When you get to places where you're going to use it, try to keep it in the shade, out of the sun. That will help everything last longer and make it run easier. The typical things you do with a regular ice chest that has ice in it. So nothing really different. I mean, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other suggestions for people that use these things, go ahead and put it in the comments. Good comments like that are always appreciated. And I think a lot of people do. I do read comments a lot of times, besides just my own videos, but other videos to see what people are thinking. So if you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like. If you're new here and you like content like this or content on ham radio, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, hit all that way. You'll get all my future videos. I'm Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Adventures. Appreciate you spending your time with me today. 73's all. Hope to catch you guys on the airways. Oh, I almost forgot. If you are interested in ham radio stuff like making antennas, I've got a cool video coming up. It's on a cubicle quad. I've changed a few things. I did one before, but I didn't like everything I did about it. Made a new design, and I think you guys are gonna love it. So make sure you subscribe.